In this week's video, we see the arrival of our wild ponies. Hooray!
This is possibly one of the most exciting days at Mapperton.
But it wasn't great timing for me as I was in the midst of renovating the archive room. However, all does not go to plan, and that's an understatement.
I didn't expect them to be quite as wild as they are.
Nevertheless, there was an entrance into life that will make your heart melt.
This is possibly one of the most exciting days at Mapperton so far because our ponies have just arrived and they are behind us. There are 4 of them, they're Exmoor ponies, and I'm here with Ben, who is the ranger here at Mapperton, and they only got here this afternoon.
Yeah, only this afternoon, so they've settled in very well. After a bit of a stressful journey. They don't like travelling too much, so there was a bit of moving and the van was shaking a little bit. Yeah, as soon as they stopped moving, they were settled. So
Julie sent me the most panicked email, actually text message saying, "Oh my goodness, that was so scary.
Yeah.
I'm lucky to be alive," or something along those lines.
Yeah.
I mean, Ben, what happened?
You never know what they're going to do when you drop down that back door. Yeah, we didn't know whether they were just going to actually bolt out and run towards us, or if they were going to.
But the good news is, you filmed it.
Yeah, we managed to film it.
So we can look back and see what happened.
I'm in the middle of renovating the muniment room, and I had to run from the muniment room,
I got it in my vehicle,
to get here and do some filming myself. This is how Mapperton is. It's literally non-stop. Okay. Oh my God.
Good kids. Come on. Way up, way up, way up, way up. Cool. Good kids.
Okay, wow, look at them. Well done, Ben. How are you feeling right now, Ben? I'm going to interview you.
Yeah, pleased that they got here safely.
Yeah?
It's always a bit daunting because it's 2 hours up the road, and they don't really travel too well. Especially on a hot day like today as well. It's a bit stressful for them, but they haven't got any injuries or anything else, so hopefully they're just going to get some water, sort of get rehydrated now, and then we'll chuck some food and keep on checking on them throughout the day and throughout the evening.
It's exciting. And what's the next step then?
So as Claire said, we're going to get the stallion castrated tomorrow.
Yeah.
Just because he's up on our rewilding site at Coltley, it's bridleway, so we can't have a stallion running around on a bridleway.
Right, okay, gotcha. And then when are you taking them to Coltley, the rewilding project?
Well, hopefully once he's sort of settled down, because he's going to be a bit sore for a couple of days.
Sure will. Okay, everybody. Thank you so much.
Cheers.
You're amazing. Okay, well done, Ben. Okay, and I have a fear of cows, but I shouldn't have one of ponies, right?
Well, I don't know. I'd be more nervous about these guys, but
yeah, great, perfect. Here comes another phobia. Okay, we've done it. Wow, ponies have arrived at Mapperton. Amazing for the rewilding project.
Oh my goodness. I remember there was a time when we released the White Park cattle in here and Julie was caught between a cow and a barn or something, and it was very scary. But anyway, we're lucky that you're both still with us.
Yeah.
So who have we got? We've got 3 mares.
3 mares and we've got a stallion, yeah. So the stallion's the one there on the left. He's got the long mane, sort of frowning at us. And his ladies there are just picking at the brambles, which is a bit of a sign of what they do.
Well, there we go, because we have these ponies here for a reason. And we did an episode quite a while ago talking about the project that we have at Mapperton called Mapperton Wildlands. And this is our rewilding project. The objective is to turn over roughly half of the estate eventually, about 1,000 acres, and hand it back to nature, because nature tends to do a really pretty good job of enabling landscapes to recover. It's not quite that simple though, because we have to provide some ingredients, and Ben, you are one of those ingredients, and these ponies are also part of the ingredients. Tell us what the plan is and what the animals are that we've got so far and what's still to come.
So far we've got the White Park. So they've been here 2 years now.
2 years.
2 years. And then in September we released our beavers.
We've got the beavers.
So we've got those now. So now we've got our Exmoor ponies. So their job is to graze in a different way to the White Parks. They'll be probably doing a lot more browsing. We can already see them doing that now, which is great. They're helping to get that mosaic that we want around the estate, and so hopefully having them in that SSI area just a target in there first for the first 2 years.
Yeah.
And then we'll move them across onto the rest of the rewilding as we're letting everything give a chance to naturally regenerate. So,
and that's what we're trying to achieve here. We're trying to give nature the best chance of natural regeneration, and the way that we want to do that, following the model of the extraordinary success that they've seen at the Knepp estate. So we've got cattle who are grazers predominantly.
Yeah.
We've got ponies who graze but also browse, meaning that they go for the scrub, they go for the you can see they're enjoying a bit of bramble over there at the moment, and one of them is clearly very relaxed.
Yes,
because,
exactly.
you know,
yeah, but that's a good sign.
That's a good sign, isn't it?
After seeing them travel, they're getting used to their home here. So,
and then we have the pigs coming. So we have Tamworth pigs coming.
Yeah.
We've got a sow who is in pig, which means she's pregnant. She's about to have an enormous litter of piglets.
So we're going to have more animals running around.
and of course these are pregnant as well. Is that right?
Potentially. Yeah. So
one we know for sure.
We've got the one which is closest to us on the right-hand side there. You can sort of just see it in that sort of bigger depth of girth, and so potentially it could be a couple of weeks, but
couple of weeks, and we might have a foal at Mapperton. Yeah. But the pigs that are coming, their purpose is to rootle, so it's to use their snout to open up the soil and thereby allow other species to get in, other plant life, seed germination, etc. So it's the combination of all these animals in the landscape that is going to do the job. But beyond that, here at Mapperton, we've got quite a targeted plan. So we've broken this plan down into individual fields. We've got different fields that are at different stages. Some of them are basically just pasture, where there might be a couple of grass species and clover. Others are what we call species rich, which means they've got multiple different plant species, and that's what we're aiming for. We want to get more species rich grassland. Ben, fantastic. And tomorrow we've got the vet coming. What's happening?
Yeah, vet coming tomorrow. So we are gelding the stallion. So
gelding the stallion, in case you don't know, I think means castrating.
Yeah,
is that right?
Yeah, he's going to be pretty sore.
Or is he being snipped?
Castrated. So
castrated.
Everything
right.
out.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Okay. And then after that's happened, he then recovers and then gets let out.
So then, depending on his recovery time, we'll let them out into the area where they're going to be.
And we're going to have people who say, well, why are you castrating this poor stallion? Why can't he be a natural family unit out on Mapperton Wildlands? What's the answer to that?
We've got a bridle way, so we can't.
Bridle way, so he might be a little too frisky
just
and
in
dangerous.
case anyone else is riding on their
one
horses,
reason, but also once these mares have given birth, there's a risk that he will impregnate his daughters.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's not good for the gene pool.
No,
either.
it's not. No, these are pure Exmoor ponies, so they're registered with the Exmoor Society as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, we don't want to mess up with the gene pool.
And Ben, when you think about this whole project, we're right at the start here. Yeah. You've been here almost from the start.
Well, I've been here a year now.
Now that we're in this next phase of the animals being here, what are you nervous about?
I want to get the pigs in. Once we get the pigs in, then everything's here, and then it's sort of just waiting for what happens to happen. I'd say sort of what we're trying to do with the pigs is moving them around coldly. I can see that being maybe a little bit of a pain, just challenging just with the electric
moving
fence.
The pigs.
Yeah.
We're definitely going to track that. Yeah. Surely the most worrying thing, though, is what's already happened, which is
with the beavers.
Which is that these animals escape. That's the real worry, isn't it?
Yeah, that was that's probably wasn't the best start to a January. No,
it wasn't.
No, it wasn't really.
But we got them back. Woody and Twiggy came home, and when we think about these animals now, I suppose in some ways, Ben, that's the number one job, isn't it?
Yes.
Keeping them in.
Yeah, exactly. Keeping them in, keeping them healthy, making sure they've got their their normal behaviour and they're happy. So that's the main thing that we want to keep.
I suspect we're going to have 1 or 2 more breakouts though.
Probably, yeah, probably.
Right, okay, here we are. We're back in Marsh Farm Barn, and I'm here with John. John is local vet?
Yes, Breedy Vet Centre.
Breedy Vet Centre.
Yeah.
And John is here to perform a task which I'm afraid is essential for one of these ponies. So we're here to, what's the technical term?
Castrate.
That's not very technical, is it? It's
No.
pretty blunt, says what it is. We're here to castrate the stallion, and the stallion is one of the 4 Exmoor ponies that we have here. These are ponies that have come to Mapperton to join the rewilding project. What's the process?
Okay, well the first thing in veterinary work is always to get close to the patient. That's the first challenge.
Make friends.
Well, we'll try and so he's as settled as we can be. He doesn't look overly keen on being handled, but we'll see if we can get him in the crush. And the first thing I want to do is give him an intravenous sedation if I can.
Right, so he's going to be sedated.
Initially.
He's going to be knocked out.
He's going to be sedated initially.
Right.
For 3 to 5 minutes, and then we'll give him an anaesthetic. And then ideally, I would like him lying here on his left-hand side so I can get his right leg out of the way, his right hind leg out of the way, so I can get to the surgical site.
The relevant parts.
Yes.
Right, now this is a very distressing moment in the life of a male. Of course, this stallion has no idea what's about to happen to him.
I would think he's got bad feelings.
He's got bad feelings. He's sort of eyeing you up slightly, isn't he?
Yes. There's a strange person around.
And yet this is very important, because unless we do this, we risk him mating with his children.
Yes. So they are all related, are they?
He is certainly the father of the unborn foals in at least one of them.
Right, the mares are pregnant.
Mares are pregnant.
Right.
And then secondly, a stallion close to a public footway is not a great idea.
No.
Is that also part of what we have to think about here?
Yeah. The first issue is always, as I say, catching him first.
Yeah, meeting the patient.
Yeah, because he's going to need some intravenous treatment, and if he's not used to being handled, that's going to be exciting.
Right, okay. We better not stand around anymore in that case.
Yes, let's just focus on the initial event.
And fingers crossed.
Yes,
right.
Absolutely. I'm keeping my fingers crossed behind my back.
So, John, that didn't go entirely as expected, but you made a really good decision.
I'm not. I wasn't sure what I was coming into. I thought, well, I didn't expect them to be quite as wild as they are. I don't really want to get halfway through a procedure and then find we can't complete it and then have a very stressed and anxious horse to deal with in the future. So we'll just take it gently and come back in a week or two's time and
Yeah, so
let them get used to a new environment.
because we gave him some sedative, didn't we?
We gave him a huge dose of sedative.
And it didn't really calm him down very
He's
much.
got so much adrenaline in there. I thought moving one day and then castrating the next day, that's probably a bit optimistic.
Yeah.
Even for a well-handled horse, they'd be a bit, it's going to take them a few days to calm down.
Yeah, and we've got to be very conscious of their welfare. We don't want him getting stressed. We don't want him hurting himself.
Well, I mean, it does tend to focus the mind when you've got 400 kilos of agitated animal and you're going to put your hand between it and some metal. So your mind is quite conscious of that.
You're still in one piece?
Yes.
We hope you remain in one piece.
Everyone's in one piece. The horses aren't too upset. They've had a bit of handling.
Yeah.
And we'll come back and have another go.
We'll give it another go. Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much to all of our Mapperton Live patrons who are helping to support this part of England's heritage. If you're interested in joining a wonderful community, do check it out at patreon.com/Mapperton Live.